Suicide is an amazing topic in my mind, especially being a person who went through suicidal thoughts and who also had a friend or friends who had suicide thoughts as well. And I'd like to tell you about one of my friends whom I had for a very, very short period of time. When I was 17 years old, I had barely gained the strength to walk away from my wheelchair. And at that time I had transferred schools because I was being abused, both physically and mentally, in my former high school. So in my new high school, I had to walk from class to class everywhere, and it was very difficult for me, both because of my double vision and because of my weakness of my legs and all the tension of everyone in the same room with me. So I had my backpack and all that and good stuff, and I had to walk very, very slowly, like one step at a time, trying to keep my balance, looking like a awkward like ostrich or something like that. But while I was going through my struggles of walking and so forth, this guy, this wonderful, wonderful guy, he went up to me and he stretched out his hand to me and said, "Here, hold my hand for balance." I took it and he helped me gain the balance at least to walk to my class. And he told me his name, and I won't use his real name. I'll just call him Joseph. Yeah. He called me. He said, "I'm Joseph," and I said, and I gave him my former name. And he was there every class. After every class, he was there. He walked up to me and he said, "Come on, take my hand, or let me have your backpack," or something like that. And we would both walk together, hand by hand, from class to class. About 4 months into the school year, by that time we had begun seeing each other outside of school, and after school we would go eat at a restaurant, or I would go to his house, he would go to mine, and we would discuss things. I told him about the abuse I went through, and he told me about pains. He told me about pains he had of being bullied and so forth. He was bullied, and I thought, why in the world would someone bully such a nice person? And he just didn't seem to have anything to be bullied for other than his sensitivity, his strength, his strengthening attitude, but he was always sensitive as well. But he was always just like the perfect balance, so I didn't understand why someone would hate him. Perhaps they were envious, but sorry, I'm tear up a little bit about this, but he was just perfect to me, and his family was lovely, and everything just seemed great. Later on, he told me that he was feeling pains in his spine or back, and he said he had to take special medication, and I didn't really think anything of it. I just said, okay, yeah, I've had to take a lot of medication too, getting over my disease and stuff, so I understood, just, back pain, whatever. So he was prescribed medicine, and like an instant, like within that same week, in the morning, I was there, and I had received a phone call from his mother, and she said, yeah, he's dead. The feeling of loss to this day, and I was 17, I'm 21 right now, the feeling of that, just that loss, I felt as if I was being abused once again. I felt I was back into that place when I was being abused. And it just pained me because he's the one who influenced me how to speak. Because I couldn't speak when I went to my new school. I couldn't physically speak. I had to have a big, huge microphone around my neck. But he showed me how to breathe and how to speak and how to walk properly. And I just felt as if it's just almost unexplainable to this, even to this day. I felt terrible, terrible, terrible. His mother said that he had accidentally overdosed, either accidentally or intentionally. I think I might have known which one it is, but I just felt so, not angry, not mad, I felt upset. I felt as if, I felt confused as well, because I didn't know, and I still don't know whether it was an accidental overdose or a suicide. That's what left me in the dark. Because if it was suicide, it was something that I was missing. I wasn't able to get him to tell me what his problems were enough. And something was probably bothering him that I could have done. Or it was just a terrible, stupid error of measurement. I don't know what it was, but it was devastating, and even to think back at that time, it is still such a sad, sad thing that ever happened. Well, not ever, but it is a horrible thing that has ever happened before at that time. I had nobody, I had no one at all. The rest of that year and the following year was a struggle, but I had to pick myself up, and I had the strength that he had given me just to continue high school. But he's still with me through what he's done for me, and I just wish that I could have done something to prevent him from taking his own life. So with that, peace, and have a beautiful day, and I hope that all of you have a lovely day and more smiles. Bye. Peace. Peace. plump, plump.